We are live.
No idea.
Hello, and welcome to Clomps Corner edition of this Week 5 matchup between the Castelia Hustlers and the Lampents. I'm here joined with my friend and commentator,
You are not,
Spanish.
by the way.
Are we serious?
Yeah.
It says end broadcast.
It says waiting for DLP.
Hmm. Give me a second. Okay, well. No, we are live. You
Wait.
just
Oh,
lied to
there we
my
go. It started.
face. Yeah,
Well,
that's what
okay,
you
it
did.
wasn't loading for me. That's my bad, gang.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
not my fault. That's your fault, if anything.
Uh-huh. Anyways, welcome back to another edition of Clump's Corner Live with Castelia Hustlers and the Lampents. Today's going to be an interesting matchup because these are two teams looking to be top contenders going forward in the second half of the season. Obviously, season break's coming up here after this match, so this has big implications. How you doing, Spanish?
I'm chilling.
Hmm.
Per usual.
Yeah. You ready to talk some Mons? No.
Dude, I'm so down to talk Mons.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna let you kick us off.
Okay, bet.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and do the actual team overviews at this point, I think.
Okay. I mean, you,
I
you
think
can
that's
just
all we
do
need.
that.
Yeah. So first off, we have a team in the Castelia Hustlers. This is a team fresh off like a lot of wins in a row. I think 3 straight now. So this is a Hustlers team trying
Yep.
to keep that win streak alive and get up to 4-1 and to challenge PCR in the actual conference standings of the Lapras conference. And this Lavender Town Lampent is just trying to stay strong in their divisional race right now. They're 2-2, but everybody in the Southeastern Division is 2-2 as well. Well, actually, after the Spanish Nimble game, the Lily Kovladius Canto cried on, he needs to get a win here to stay at pace with the Lily Kovladius. So it's going to be a big game to see if Dakota can pull it out. There we go.
Yeah, no, this is an important game for the. Am I dumb? It's an important game for the division all around. For all those Lily Cove haters out there.
Yeah, and one's playing for the first seed right now, and one's playing for obviously first in their division. It's not the same thing, but they're both pretty high stakes situations. So I'm really excited to see how this goes down. If you want to start talking about team comps.
I mean, I'm down. You wanna start or
Yeah, I can go through and just read out what we got going on. For the Castelia Hustlers here, which will stand as the home team for now. Greninja, Lucario, Chandelure, Whimsicott, good support, and then Snorlax, which I'm not sure how many times we've actually seen Snorlax, but I'm excited to see what this thing can do. And Heliolisk, it has good spread coverage, and Electric is a pretty decent
it's
attacking
pretty
type
good.
in terms
Yeah,
of what it wants to do, and I believe it might get Hyper
it hits pretty
Voice.
good into the Lampent overall. It's got like one resistance and it's on the Mega, which probably doesn't want to be taking hits anyway. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be putting in work. I hope.
Then on the Lavender Town Lampents, we have Charizard X, Sneasler, one of the top supports, I'd argue, in the draft currently. Noivern, Milotic, Ninetales, it could be running any number of sets, and Bellybolt. It's looking to be a nice hyper offensive matchup. What do you think in Spanish?
Well, I do think this is going to be quite the hyper offense matchup. However, I think both sides could set up Tailwind, and I'm looking at Happy's Chandelure. This is a Chandelure that has been known to set up Trick Room in the past, and I'm kind of hoping that we see that get pulled out here because that would go insanely hard.
And I think when you see that Snorlax on the field, you're like, is this a cursed Snorlax situation with Trick Room from Chandelure, right?
Yeah,
Right?
dude, Curse Snorlax would like make my week, bro. That shit would go crazy.
Yeah, I'm personally excited to see if there's a cursed Snorlax coming out here, just because it kind of plays pretty well into what Dakota has ran in the past
Yeah.
at this point with their physical Charizard setup. And if you get it in Trick Room, it's going to automatically outspeed pretty much everything anyways, but Curse will just secure it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing any Ariados tech, which is truly tragic. But because I was looking at this matchup before, and there's some plays you could do with Ariados on turn one, some eject button shenanigans,
Yeah.
set up
I
sticky webs.
I think there's another thing to mention where this is a really tailwind specific looking team from the Hustlers. They have Greninja, which is obviously fast. They have Lidicolo, Lucario, that also would really like to get tailwind up behind it. And then you have Heliolisk. So yeah, no, this is a situation where you got like two modes of speed control, I believe. And both Chandelure and Whimsicott can set up Trick Room as well, so it's not even a sure thing on which
Yeah,
is
no,
running the Trick Room, or if Happy
it
brought
could
two
be
Trick
both.
Room forms. Yeah, no, like it's a very open for the Hustlers here. And then
Yeah.
on the
You can also
Lampent
see like,
side, oh, go ahead.
there we go. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and on the Lampent side, this is a team that we've seen before. Um, Not necessarily with the Ninetales. We saw that in the big trade that happened last week, I believe. But or was it week three?
Yeah, I think.
But
Yeah, no, it was last week, I
okay,
think.
okay. I want to make sure. But yeah, no, this Charizard, obviously we've seen it want to set up Dragon Dance early on, kind of get or early on, or set up Dragon Dance to clean up the games, and the rest of the team usually is just trying to set up that Charizard where it's in a positive position to just set up Dragon Dance and clean up. With support like Sneasler, it makes it a lot easier because you get the automatic momentum from that fake out because there's nothing that's really outspeeding you either. And you do get Dire Claws, which adds a major element of RNG into the gameplay.
Yeah, yeah, we haven't actually seen that much direct usage out of Dakota so far this season. It's pretty like shockingly sparing, you know? Like it's not often that we see him just spam dire claws and hope for an RNG, you know?
And one
It's not
thing,
his play style, you know?
one
He's
thing
an
I
ethical
noticed
player.
actually when I was looking through this actual matchup earlier is that Sneasler kind of solos this entire Hustlers team, if we're being honest, because it hits into all of these fire or fighting weaknesses, as well as hitting the 4 times super effective into that Whimsicott. So I think it's going to be very crucial for the Lavender Town Lampants to keep that Sneasler alive for as long as possible and just make sure that it doesn't go down at any
Yeah.
point.
It is worth noting that Happy does have a lot of coverage. Like it looks bad on paper into the Sneasler, but I'm pretty sure every Pokemon he has gets some form of psychic type coverage, as
Yeah,
well as just Chandelure kind of walls Sneasler usually because you don't usually see like dark type coverage on it. Like I mean sometimes, but I wouldn't expect it here. So it is interesting though. There's no Politoed on this Happy team, so he's just kind of given up weather control to Ninetales, which we'll
yeah.
see play out, I imagine.
And I mean, there's a thing to be said about Whimsicott also being able to set up different rain or different weather in, I believe, sunny day. But
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like it's a
yeah,
little
there's a part of
counterproductive
me.
after a certain point when you can just like taunt, run like a taunt to stop setup. You can stop protect. You
Yeah,
can stop Tailwind from going up if Noivern's running Tailwind. Um, and I think
yeah,
Whimsicott's going to be a major player in this game for the Hustlers, but it's going to be so hard to play around that Sneasler because you know Dakota is just safe to lead that Sneasler the majority of the time
yeah.
here.
The thing is, with leading Sneaslers, you can't even safely double protect because it could very well click coaching into whatever's next to it, or it could just click Swords Dance.
Yeah,
So you do have to be careful.
and
There's
it's
also the Frisk Noivern, which kind of allows Dakota to kind of have more momentum turn one because he knows what does and doesn't have Covert Cloak, which very often just serves as really good tampering. You know, it's kind of just it makes it harder to play around the fake out.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, like, if the Lavender Town Lampent wanted to, I know I said this before, like, Charizard's pretty much been a late game cleanup. They can lead Charizard with Sneasler and get a coaching off if they really wanted to. And that is a terrifying idea if I'm looking at this Dakota team just from a hustler standpoint, because you don't want Charizard X getting set up early. to sweep you, because it just makes the game so much harder on you, especially right next to Sneasler's offensive pressure into your team.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just going to be who can get the stronger move off at the right time,
Hmm.
right? Because, I mean, quite generally, I think every time we've seen the Sneasler come, it's been Sash, which kind of makes it significantly harder to get off the field. So I'm kind of interested to see what Happy pulls out here. Um, but who knows? I don't. Are they playing it? No, right? Yeah. But I mean, there's also the belly bolt is really interesting to me because Happy doesn't really have anything for it. Like unless he's running some really weird coverage move like Boomerang on Lucario or High Horsepower on Snorlax, neither of which are normal moves, he's gonna have a really hard time removing this because it's just a really bulky mon, and you can't really remove it with Greninja either because it's like incredibly bulky, like shockingly so. And Greninja doesn't have the coverage needed or the damage really, but I don't know. It'll just be really interesting to see this play out. I think, at least.
I agree as well. I think it's one of those matchups where I have to go ahead and give all the like paper prep to Lavender Town just because they have so many answers. But it's not that simple in Draft League. Like genuinely you do have to see how it plays out to like see the final outcome. Uh
Yeah.
unfortunately. Or fortunately for me actually, because I think it makes the makes draft worth running a little bit more than it
Yeah, no, it's what
otherwise
makes
would.
draft an actual good game mode, unlike that chud game mode they call VGC.
Yeah. No no hating on VGC. That's my original formats, but
Yeah, no hating on VGC, but with a little bit of hate to VGC.
yeah. I am interested to see though, because I really want to see what this Aliolus can actually do for Happy. I hope there's some like random tech I've just never seen before. If you want to go ahead and talk about your top three from each team that you're keeping an eye out for.
I mean, on Dakota's team, per usual, I think Sneasler's going to be pretty key here, despite it being overwhelmingly a boring Pokemon to watch play out. I think it will be essential here for both players to play around with this thing properly. Um, right, and so that'll be at least interesting to watch play out positionally. And additionally, I think this Milotic with I don't know what it'll be running, but like it could be running like if it's running competitive Milotic, there's a lot you can do with it because you're basically just punishing any like a lot of these Pokemon on Happy's team are going to have moves that have a chance of lowering your stats, right?
Yeah.
Be it Electro Web, Heliolisk, Moonblast, or Energy Ball, Whimsicott, Shadow Ball on Chandelure, right? Extra sensory on Greninja, a lot of these moves have a chance, right? And it kind of flips that RNG in his favor ever so slightly.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it also gets Icy Wind, which is good speed control. So if this is running like an electric resist berry or something, we might see this Milotic just stay on the field and just life do, recover, hypnosis, right? There's a lot it can do, and it's not necessarily easy to remove. So it'll be interesting to watch that play out. And also, I kind of want to see this belly bolt do something. I don't know what it's well. I do. I do know what it's going to do. I'm not going to say what it's going to do because that'd be kind of crazy. But I am excited to. I talked with Dakota before the game. I am excited to see this belly bolt go dummy. This is top tier belly bolt tech that Dakota's bringing here.
I
10 out of 10
think
Spanish people approve of it.
I think
So
if I can actually insert myself here on Belly Bolt specifically, I feel like Belly Bolt's one of those mons where like you see it in a tournament format like VGC or like single 6v6 OU, stuff like that, where it's like, okay, well, this thing it's scary, but you can play around it. In draft, it gets multiplied by 2.5 just because once you proc its Electromorphous, I think is what it's called. I forgot how to pronounce it or
yeah,
what it's even called.
yes, no, it is that.
And it's so good offensively because it's getting a free charge just from taking a hit that it can easily tank, right? Um, and on top of that, like it gets pretty good like support coverage in situations like accuracy drops from Muddy Waters are a like possible play that can happen. I don't remember if it gets Volt Switch. Like I
Probably.
don't actually have like that much of a data memorized for Belly Bolt. But at this mon, I
Well, I
played
think
it.
that's what makes it an interesting Pokemon. Like it just you don't know what it's going to do, and that's truly what draft is about: is who can pull out the most random piece of tech that's actually really good,
Yeah.
right? Like the shadow meta is what dominates draft usually, and I think that's really what's enjoyable about it.
hmm And really, it's one of those things where like I feel like if Happy lets this Belly Bolt take control of the game, spread a little bit of T Wave, that's a situation you don't want to get into early either.
Yeah, T Wave.
It's such a big issue to just see it on a team sheet and be like, well, now I got to figure out how to deal with this in real time, especially when it
Right,
hits
especially
really
because
nicely with your team.
there's actually like a shocking lack of ground coverage in this format. I was looking at it right when I was learning what this belly bolt was going to do. There's not a lot of ground types
Yeah.
at all in this format, and there's especially not a lot of Pokemon that get good ground type coverage.
hmm
So there's just a lot to be like. There's a lot that's in play right now with a Pokemon like Bellibolt that's just really, really bulky and capable of doing good damage despite no investments being used. Like this thing could run pure bulk, and you could hit it, and Electromorphosis will make you take stupid damage.
Yeah, no, it's
And
it's
it's
just
not.
such a good mon. It's so underrated,
Yeah,
and like just seeing it on this draft would make me scared if I'm in happy situation here. Did you already talk about hustlers at all?
I did not.
Okay, I'll let you
And
go ahead
on the
and hit
Hustlers
those.
side, or do you want to talk about it or?
No, 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 it's you, all you.
Oh, okay, bet. On the Hustlers side, I think somewhat not shockingly, I feel like a lot of people would look at this team and be like, "Oh wow, Greninja," and I really just hope, like, I really don't care about Greninja. I'm gonna be real with you. Greninja's
hmm
like the least interesting Pokemon, but it's kind of in the same category as Sneasler, where like on the one hand, it's the single most important Pokemon on their team, despite being boring, like unimaginably boring, right?
hmm
Like it gets like six coverage moves and it does like one thing and it's boring. But it is extremely like it's the key to happy winning this is efficiently using this Greninja to outspeed and just chip away and to kill things on the Lampens team. So
Yeah,
for that reason, it probably would make top three here. The other one I'm looking at is Snorlax because I love Snorlax. It gets so much, and it's such a versatile Pokemon. You can run like if you really want to for those dedicated Snorlax players, you can run Choice Band Snorlax completely violently. Like
yeah,
you, this is absolutely a thing. It gets stupid coverage. Actually, you would never think, but like right, and you can also run leftovers. You can run Citrus Berry. You can run Citrus Berry with Gluttony. You can run Substitute. You can run Setup. You can run Fissure if you really want to. Like the Snorlax is capable of doing a lot, and it's also really good in Trick Room. So if he does want to try and set up Trick Room, this Snorlax is probably going to be essential to doing that. Like we said, curses in play, right? Like it is a completely plausible thing to see Happy try and set up curse here, especially into a team like the Lampets who have like it's not mostly physical attackers, but the two biggest threats are very clearly Sneasler and Charizard, and those are both physical attackers.
yeah.
And additionally, I'm looking at this Whimsicott because I mean it's a Whimsicott. It does a lot. It can endeavor. It can protect. It can moonblast. I mean, a lot of things can moonblast, but it gets encore. It gets taunt. It gets tailwind. It gets trick room. It gets leech seed. It gets a lot of these moves that are just generally really like these moves can flip a game, right? If you get them at the
hmm
right moment, you do the right thing with them. Depending on how everything plays out with this Pokemon, it can just flip it. It also gets psychic, which is I think worth noting because you might want to lead Sneasler, but the fact that it gets psychic does mean, at least to me, that this Pokemon could completely justify running Choice Scarf or Choice Specs if it wanted to,
hmm
which I think could really catch Dakota, or I mean anyone, but Dakota off guard here, because
Yeah.
I don't think you're expecting a Specs or a Scarf or Specs. You're not expecting either out of a Whimsicott, right? It's usually a support Pokemon, right?
hmm
So I think, I mean, sure, the frisk might ruin it, but even then, you're probably not prepped for it. And this is just one of those things where in draft, like Pokemon like Whimsicott, who are just insanely versatile, are really good in my opinion because you can't really prep for them.
Yeah, no, in draft especially, they're probably the most valuable mons in actual drafting because it just gives your team some sort of ambiguous intentions, I think is what it is. And that's really,
Yeah.
really important to have going into a season, especially. And to add on to this Whimsicott specifically, if they are running Scarf and do actually set up Trick Room at any point into one of these like slower mons that could potentially give them some issue, um, you can seriously consider switcherooing or tricking, I believe, with this Whimsicott as well. Once you kind of take care of that Sneasler threat, in theory, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, was that your top three?
Yeah, no, that's my top three.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Just to
So
reiterate, it was Whimsicott, Snorlax, and Greninja.
yeah, that's pretty.
Begrudgingly, but Greninja.
That's pretty safe. I support it.
Yeah.
I think
I'm not a
it's
Heliolisk believer.
it's one of those situations where Heliolisk really he has a lot of potential, right? He can hit into Noivern pretty nicely. He can hit into Milotic pretty really nicely actually, and then he's doing good, decent amount of damage into Sneasler, and not necessarily Charizard, but Belly Bolt, depending on its coverage moves. Um, so really, I'm excited to see what this thing does. I don't know if it actually does anything at all, other than maybe just some disruption
It doesn't.
here and there. But if it gets Electro Web, it could be some pretty decent speed control as well for the Castelia Hustlers side. But really, this team's just looking like really frail outside of that Snorlax. So I think Snorlax for me is going to be my
I mean,
number one
both
pick.
teams are pretty frail. I'd be shocked if this game went more than like 12 turns. Even that's like a lot of turns, I think. Oh, they're playing.
Oh, they're just playing. Okay.
Well, I mean, they sent a link. I don't know if they're like, obviously, they haven't started the game, but like,
Yeah, I was just trying to see. Let me get the link real quick if you want to keep yapping.
oh, I mean, yeah, there's just, I mean, this game's also like very versatile, right? I think Alolan Ninetales also introduces a few interesting ideas. That I mean, I generally just having that ice type move. For example, like we've mentioned, Sneasler is a big issue, right? If you can set up Tailwind, you have a big problem with Sneasler, right? But also, quite notably, there's the fact that you now have a Ninetales, a Alolan Ninetales with access to ice moves, means you can give your Sneasler a snowball, and you can hit it with like a weak ice beam if you just bring Min special attack Ninetales, and you can hit it with ice beam, and you can get it to +1 attack. And I think that's interesting because you could absolutely do that to just help your Sneasler sweep through things. Now, I don't think that's going to be the case. I'd be shocked. I'd be, you know, beyond myself if I saw someone whip out Snowball in week 5. That would be insane. Um,
Yeah.
or any week, actually. Snowball's not like, I think most people don't know what Snowball is. For all people, I might just be making Snowball up.
Yeah. But yeah,
There's
no.
also just, oh, yeah, go.
But yeah, no, I think it's interesting because I think Snorlax really is the only defensive piece for the Hustlers here, other than maybe a bulkier Chandelure bring. But even then, like it doesn't have the greatest defensive typing of all time. It's Fire Ghost. So really, I'm seeing it more of a PCR Picknor situation from when they played in week 3. Where, like he's
Yeah.
gonna really have to rely a lot on the Snorlax to reposition a lot. Just because these other mons cannot take that many hits. Unless he's running
Yeah,
like
no,
an
I think
absurdly bulky team, but that's my personal assessment on there. So Snorlax at number one. I think for number two, I'm picking up Heliolisk. It's such an unknown. I want to see what it does, and maybe it's the answer for Happy here. Though it's not looking great outside of a couple of the good matchups. And then for me, I don't think Lucario does great. However, it does have a few things it can do, and the game will be starting here with Whimsicott Chandelure coming out for Happy's side, and Sneasler Noivern coming out with the Frisk. Frisk does have Covert Cloak and Specs for that Whimsicott and the Chandelure respectively, so I think that's going to be very interesting now that Dakota knows what's happening here. Oh, where did Spanish go? Bro is gone. Okay. Well, somebody timed out my boy Span. Diabolical behavior, guys. What are we doing? We do see the Milotic come out here from that Noivern. The taunt comes out, though. We do see Direclaw go into that there Whimsicott, though, and the trick comes out. Getting that Focus Sash, making this thing potentially live one hit, depending on if Happy doubles it or not.
It also now exposes the Sneasler to being one-shottable. Oh, I was gonna say you can probably bring into a ninja to one-shot it,
And we
but
do
he's
see the
brought out
Heliolisk come out
Heliolisk.
here into the
So
Milotic, so it's clearly a check for Milotic here in Happy's books, and it will do some decent damage into Sneasler, though you do
I mean,
have to watch out for the close combat picking up a KO on there.
it's got to be a scarfed Heliolisk, right? Like surely, because otherwise you're just
We do see Belly Bolt come out here. Volt Switch goes into the
oh
Milotic doing 62% Life
oh it's
Orb.
life orb.
That's an
Oh,
insane amount of damage here for Happy. He did
that
lose
is
Whimsicott early, so he's trying to pick up momentum here.
oh
But the Psychic goes into Belly Bolt, not doing much, just 30%.
oh.
And he's
We
got the
see the
berry for the
Miranda
speed.
Berry Talk.
Icy Wind comes out for the speed control from Dakota here, though.
Oh, yo, wait, hold
6%
up. We might see
back to
parabolic
Milotic
charge
next
to
up.
heal up Belly Bolt here. Parabolic charge to heal up off the Milotic would go crazy.
Yeah, no, this is a great position for Dakota here early. He's still
Now,
low 6
I'm not saying
bronze.
Belly Bolt has parabolic charge. But
Okay, well, if you're gonna, like, that's what we're gonna do. We do see the Muddy
well, I mean,
Water
it's
come out
getting.
here from...
How do you miss? Wait, what? Oh, the muddy water accuracy drop. Wait, that's huge, actually. Wait,
Hey,
wait,
Spanish.
that's
Hey,
crazy.
Spanish. Hey,
Yeah,
Spanish. Can you chill
yeah.
out a little? Just a
Oh, my
little.
bad.
Remember, we
I
have a
can.
system, so it's not
My
chaotic.
bad. I'm sorry.
We do see the Protect come out here from Milotic. Protect comes out from the Lucario as well. Being low HP, naturally, it does not want to take any more damage at the moment. And the Parabolic Charge will come out here from Dakota, healing that Belly Bolt just a little bit, not doing that much into the actual Heliolisk that it hit. But speed drops are important here. That allows Milotic to outspeed, I believe, as well as the Belly Bolt, depending on its set.
No, there's no shot Milotic outspeeds here.
Oh, it
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah, no. And Volt Switch will pick up the KO on Milotic, which is an interesting situation to see
But
here from
what
Dakota.
switches in is the question.
But what switches in? And it should be the Sneasler, I would imagine.
Oh.
But Electro Web
Oh, I
does come
meant
out from the Belly
Happy's in.
Bolt. And it gets more
Yeah.
speed control here, setting up for a good Trick Room situation if Happy can get it up. Your turn.
Oh, I mean, I don't. I mean, presumably, yeah. It seems like there's going to be. I mean, there's no. I don't live in a world where this thing has Trick Room as well as Trick and Psychic on its moveset, but we will see, I guess.
We do see that Sash frisked, that Chandelier already tricked. But we do see Choice
We see.
Band
Oh,
Snorlax
choice
here is the
band.
situation.
Yo,
And this
yo, 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 yo,
Noivern
yo, yo.
comes back in, potentially being able to do lots of damage here. Super Fang misses into the Snorlax
Oh,
though.
oh.
Dark Pulse doesn't do much. Parabolic Charge does not do much either. But it is doing some
Surely
decent
this is
shit
high
across the
horsepower
board.
out of the Snorlax. Oh, it's Rock Slide.
Rock Slide will
Uh,
come out, gets the crit into Belly Bolt, getting that Noivern low as well, but that Electromorphous comes out. So now this Belly Bolt is going to be doing lots of damage this next turn.
Bradley Bolt still has not dropped below 50% HP, I'm pretty sure, which is insane.
The Sneasler will come out here.
I
Lucario,
didn't expect the choice band Snorlax to come out, I won't lie, but I am shocked that it is clicking Rock
Electroweb
Slide.
comes out here. Rock Slide misses
Yeah.
on the Sneasler. Very unfortunate situation if you are in happy
I mean,
spot.
now, surely it's Protect from Snorlax. Or a switch, but I don't know what you switch in here. I guess
You do have
Chandelure, but
Chandelier in the back to call the
yeah, but
actual
it dies to
close
Electro
combat,
Web,
but
I'm
it
pretty
does
sure.
just die to Belly Bolt, which
You
Belly
kind of
Bolt
skipped
can
over it, but the
just.
Super Frame did miss, and that's a pretty big miss. Oh, that's a bold switch in.
Direclaw comes out, gets the crit. Electroweb
It didn't
will
matter.
pick up the KO.
Surely. Surely the crit didn't matter.
And Happy's in dire straits now, relying on low HP Mons to try to win this game. With this Sneasler just wreaking havoc on this team with Belly Bolt supporting it so well. Follow Me will come out here from the Lucario, and Glare gets the para on Sneasler.
Oh,
Direclaw
I mean, it's
immune.
Electro Web.
into
Oh,
Lucario and
misses the
misses
Lucario.
into the Lucario.
Oh, which is interesting.
Your
Oh,
turn.
it's choiced. That's right. It has a choice specs on. I forgot about that. That's
Ninetales comes out here now, setting up Snow. I think it's time to see Veil, or definitely Veil is a big possibility here, I think.
I mean, it
Snow
could just
has
click Blizzard.
it could. But
I don't
if I'm
know.
Dakota, I'm trying to protect the 5-0 right now, you know? So I'm trying to get
Yeah.
Veil up at all costs. Electroweb will come out though, and we might see the Blizzard come out here actually.
Oh, wait. Am I dumb? Did did I? Am I? Oh, he just manually switched out. Okay,
Yeah,
I
he
was
just
so confused. I thought
switched.
it died. I'm like,
We
what the
are
hell? Why didn't
seeing
Meatballs go?
Snorlax in this Heliolisk sitting on the field, but it's looking
Belly
tough.
Bolt.
The
Oh, the
crit
crit mattered.
does
The
matter
crit
though.
matters. Like parabolic charge, maybe. Oh,
Blizzard
Blizzard. Yeah.
comes out, picks up the KO into the Heliolisk, gets the freeze on
This
Snorlax.
is
Oh my
crazy.
god. This is just
The
such a
freeze
good
matters
RP
too.
game.
Oh,
And
wait.
the thaw. He
Are
just
you not
goes
gonna
into
click Rock
Ninetales,
Slide?
picking up the KO
What?
here.
Wait, no Rock Slide is crazy work though. No.
If you I think that Chandelure comes out here, Charizard picks up the momentum where Ninetales left off, and it should be a pretty clean game
It
to
should
just clean up
outspeed,
here.
so I think
So
Charizard just picks up.
I
Well, it
believe
picks up
this
one
is a
KO for
Lavender
sure.
Town Lampent win.
I mean, if Charizard KOs Chandelure, Belly Bolt probably is a free KO on. Oh, I mean, yeah, that
We
works
see
too.
Breaking Swipe get that damage
Oh no,
mark
but the
up
Belly Bolt's gonna
damage.
go down. Oh, it
Trick
trick.
comes out.
It's
Parabolic Charge
interesting.
should pick up the KO into this Chandelure
Trick
though.
into Mega Charizard is a play of all time
And that
for
is the
sure. Write that one
game
down.
for Dakota and the Lavender Town Lampens, going up 3-2 on the season now, right before season break. Big momentum, staying in the divisional race, and Happy will go down 3-2 as he's gonna try to take that game back in week 6 against PCR for a chance at the conference. Yeah, no, it's a very interesting game, I think, just because early on we saw what Dakota really wanted to do, and he just he just got away with it because there was nothing for Happy to do about that belly bolt early on, and it just kept stacking and stacking. And with that berry that
Yeah,
boosted Spadef, it just wasn't taking any damage at that point.
yeah. I mean, I was looking at the prep yesterday with Dakota, and this is more or less exactly what Dakota was thinking. Was I bring Belly Bolt and just call it a day, and then that is exactly what happened. Like Heavy didn't bring exactly what Dakota was expecting, but the Belly Bolt pretty much functioned the same. Um, which I mean, I'm here for. I love this Belly Bolt bring. I was a doubter, and then I played a game of prep into it, and then it went crazy. Oh my god, it's Dakota.
And I think it's something to be said. I think we both knew Belly Bolt was going to be an issue early on, looking in the team prep phase of the actual stream. But yeah, no, this Belly Bolt being able to pull through, get the Electrowebs off, get the Parabolic Charge off, and just stay on the field long term, just not taking any damage, was just
That thing is
so big
unkillable.
for Dakota.
Dude, I'm sorry,
Speaking
wait,
of
when
Dakota,
you had
welcome
the
Dakota.
dude, welcome, hello.
Thank you guys. Yeah, that belly bolt was pretty evil.
Yeah.
It's like it's impossible to kill.
When you saw the choice band Snorlax, did it run through your mind that he might just click high horsepower and get a KO on it?
At that point, I wasn't too worried about it.
Really? That's
I was
bro, I
yeah
saw
I
the
was
choice band Snorlax and I got excited. I'm like, oh my god, he's actually gonna do it, and then he didn't do it.
yeah. I
Which
mean, he went for the rock slides, which I was surprised that they didn't hit harder. But honestly, it just
I mean,
belly
it's
bolt.
probably invested in bulk, I'd imagine, just to make up for the because you choice band. I mean, I don't know what he prepped, but that's what I'd imagine. Because otherwise, it was doing significantly less damage than it should have.
I mean, I think even just like this thing was just the belly bolt is just so tanky that even super effective hits, it takes more than one hit to take it out. So I just wasn't too worried about it. I was just going to keep spamming Electro
Yeah,
Web and forcing switches and things like that. I was
yeah.
mostly concerned about the Chandelure. Actually, I was a little worried that it would set Trick
True.
Room with all of the Electrowebs being spammed. And then I missed my Super Fang into my Snorlax deck, of course.
It went exactly like it did in prep, bro. Like one for one recreation, truly.
I
Yeah,
I
so
I
persevered.
think for me that was the moment where I was like, okay, Happy has a chance, but he needs to set up Trick Room, and there was no situation in where Happy had control of this game at any point. And so I felt like you played a really clean game. Obviously, you had some good RNG. You had like a pretty bad RNG turn, missing that Super Fang, obviously. But
Yeah, there was an
overall,
Electroweb that missed too that was a little bit significant on the Lucario, but it
but
ended up not mattering too
overall, I
much.
think you just had a grasp on the game. If we can officially start this interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like early on, you established that Belly Bolt was going to be a game changer here. It was going to make the difference, make or break the game for you. Uh, at what point in the prep phase was it like, okay, Belly Bolt is just the auto answer here?
It was just looking at his team and looking at his team's really fast for one, but it's also got like some like a decent amount of water on his team. And so I just felt like Belly Bolt was like a good answer to a lot of the things that were on his team. Originally I had Soak on there as well. And so I was just going to turn anything into a water type, but I ended up changing it out for Slack Off. I don't even think I clicked it. I think I clicked Parabolic
You
Charge, but
clicked
You really didn't
only
need to.
Electroweb and Parabolic.
That's the thing,
yeah.
right?
And
Like you did not need to even click a healing move. This thing just wasn't dying.
yeah, so I mean it was just built to sit there on the field and mostly be annoying, you know.
Yeah.
It was just a really good support, and then I was able to chip away with everything else. It does a decent amount of damage after it gets hit too.
It does, dude. It's disgusting amounts of damage, is what it is.
Like those Electrowebs started stacking up.
Yeah, I do like that the Moringa Berry is pure tech. I do really, I love that. That's right up there with clicking Trick Room for no reason.
That's a yeah. It was my idea was to build it like I had built my old Garganackle set, just to
Yeah.
be unkillable.
Um,
Yeah, bro, we're gonna have people prepping for Bellable legitimately now.
yeah,
They
so
should honestly, because it's
Oh,
actually one
they
of those
should, 100%, but
It's one of
that's
those
yeah,
nice.
mons that I've seen like Rising in
in
Champions user.
it was turn one, I believe, where you let your Milotic just, or no, was it turn two where you let your Milotic take a Volt Switch from a Heliolisk there? Was that just
I was
a
like,
situation where you're like, it's okay if Milotic goes down here? It's
I thought it
really,
was. I actually thought it was gonna live because it had taken. At least when I looked at least when I remembered the first volt switch that it took, I think it took a little bit less than 50%, or it took like just
no,
about 50.
it
Like,
healed is the thing. I
oh, is
think
that what? Okay, yeah. I
it's
was like,
still
I
leftovers
might.
made it look like it took less damage. It took 62%.
Was that what? Okay,
yeah.
yeah. I had thought that it would just like there was a chance that I might survive it, like on a really low
No,
roll, and I
there was zero shot. I'm gonna be
yeah.
real with you.
But yeah,
But no, I just thought that there might have been a chance that the Milotic survived on low health, and then I was able to get another icy wind off because I figured he was going to volt switch, and then whatever was going to come in was going to take the icy wind was my idea.
hmm
But I guess I just didn't have quite enough special defense for that one.
which I believe you're actually safely secured in the in-season tournament at this point. So I want to move on to like not so game specific questions, which I only really have two. But obviously, you know, in-season tournaments coming up. This is kind of a big game for you just to secure your spot in the in-season tournament, possibly win $45 on the way, right? How does that make you feel knowing that you had RNG on your side for the most part of this game when it mattered most?
I mean, I don't know if RNG is necessarily what won me the game, but I think that I'm excited to be able to go into the tournament, and I think that Happy played a really good game. I was a little nervous for him. I was surprised that he didn't bring a couple mons that I was actually kind of prepping for. But
And
Tomorrow.
it's also one of those situations, right, where, going into like the third week or so, it was looking a little rough for your draft into some of those bigger matchups, specifically naming Tikanor. And I think you had a little bit of a rough time against Lily Cove, though that was more of a player problem more than a team
Yeah.
problem. But you've been making those big trades. You've been making those FAs. So it looks like you're prepping for some of those rematches going into the in-season tournament and really just in the postseason as well.
Yeah, no, I definitely like have my eyes set on the postseason. I know that there's there's some coaches out there that I'm definitely targeting just because I know that if I want to have a shot for the championship, they're in my way, right? And so I mean, well, I mean, obviously Picanor is 4-0, and I lost to him last week, and I think I made some moves that like directly counter his team that make my team a little bit better into his team a little bit more manageable. But I mean, also, PCR is someone that I'm going to have to be looking at in the future too, and I know that he's got weather control, and I wanted to have a little bit of weather control too. So I
Yeah.
just like having tools at my disposal that will help me take out those coaches that I at this point what I know the league is pretty even on their records, but like I know I'm going to be looking at some of those top players eventually. So yeah, I mean, if I want to make it to the end,
I'll
those are
get
the
picking
people
on
that
for
I
you.
have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I think someone's eventually going to take out Pickinor. So
this is like the last question I really
his
have for
last
you.
game was really close.
But after season break, obviously there's some important games for you still in that stretch that you want to win just so you can secure your division later on in the season. But is there any mindset that you're going into the second half of the season with that is going to really help you get through that tougher stretch?
Let me see. Let me take a real quick look at my. So I come back. Yeah, I mean, I I don't. I'm not too worried about the stretch that I have after the break. I play my two vision rivals, and I think we're all pretty even players. So I mean, those should be good games, and they should be close. But outside of that, like I'm not too threatened by anyone at that's like at the last half of my my
Which
schedule here.
I would argue that your
Yeah.
last really hard matchup into the situation, outside of division rivals, of course, is going to be trying to make sure you keep that Tyranitar at bay against the Dark Night Terrors and Crimson. Just because, genuinely, it has some pretty good situations that go into your team, and I know
Yeah, the
because,
Tyranitar is one of my favorite mons. So I mean,
and I know
definitely gonna
this
have to.
because I've been prepping, a bunch of Crimson prep over the last 5 weeks or so. And so I'm comfortable, and I know his team. And just looking at your draft, it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a rough matchup coming back. But if you can win that game, you're in a really good position, I think.
Yeah, I definitely think that I have a shot at making it deep into the playoffs.
I think you could win your next 4 games straight.
I definitely. I mean, I could. Yeah.
Like it's
Anyone
in
could.
like realistic. Like I'm not winning my next 4 games, but like you could. Like
Well,
it's realistic. It's not a crazy thing for you to do that.
well, like I said, I did try to give myself a little bit more tools that like worked with my team, like the Milotic countering intimidate, and then like the Nine Tails for a little bit of weather control and speed control and things like
Yeah.
that. So I have the tools that I need to make it work. It's not always easy, not always easy, but especially we got some really good coaches in this league. So
Yeah. Any failure from here on out is entirely on you. It's not due to your draft.
I mean, like just the slimmest of margins can lose you a match. Like
Yeah, no,
you really
it's
can't.
one
Like
bad move, one bad switch, one crit, one flinch, and it's
yeah,
GG's.
yeah,
One
exactly.
misread.
I
The
appreciate
margin
having you
for
on,
error is really
Dakota.
yeah.
Thank you
I
for
appreciate
stopping
you guys
by.
having me.
Obviously, you're one of the top teams in the league as far as I'm concerned, as well as the Castelia Hustlers, though they've had a pretty good stretch up into this game. But you're a top team, so I'm glad to have
Yeah, I
you
evened it
be on
out with him
stream.
now.
And
We have the
I
so
mean,
same
now you
record
guys
now.
have the same record.
Yeah.
and
You cut his winning streak short,
yeah, which
for better or worse.
fun fact, this was the same record that Furples had going into season break in season 2 with the Castelia Hustlers.
Are you suggesting you're gonna take out Happy as well? Is
No, no,
this?
no, 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 no. No, it's a little bit of fun. I way prefer Happy to Furples any day, bro.
Dude, I miss Furples. Comment down below if you want Furples back in the league.
Comment down below if you want Purples.
Even though you don't know who Furples is because you're watching the stream, but not the point.
But yeah, thanks for joining us, Dakota. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up and go on with our
Sweet.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, have much good luck going into the second half of the season, and I hope to see you in some season games if you're available for any.
Absolutely. Hope to be on the commentating side here soon too.
Yep.
Bro, we gotta commentate together one of these days.
Absolutely. We'll have to schedule that out with Clomps. And,
Yeah.
Well,
all right, guys. We have a nice one.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah, no, I think this was a pretty strong showing here from Dakota. It showed just how strong his draft is, and with a little bit of good RNG, a little mix of the bad RNG.
I don't think he had that good RNG, to be fair. He missed a Super Fang and an Electro Web, and the freeze didn't freeze, actually.
Okay, buddy. We can argue about this later, but I'm trying to close this out.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. I think
You good? The freeze didn't freeze.
Oh, I know what it was. My mic unplugged. Yeah, no.
Oh.
But regardless of anything that happens in games, I'm really looking forward to seeing this Lavender Town Lampent team hopefully win out their last.
I think you. Oh, now you're back. Never mind.
Really, it's just going to be a situation where I'm excited to see a lot of these teams play out. I want to see how the season plays out and see who the top teams are and aren't, you know? But with that, I'm
Yeah.
Clomps. I'm signing off. Spanish.
Yeah, no, I'm also signing off. Goodbye.